Hello and welcome to my channel on the Hook Crochet with Jeanne. It is so good to see you. I hope you're having a wonderful week. I wanted to hop on here and do a video about a project that I've had in the works for a little while. So let's find out what's been on the hook. Well, this top has been on the hook for, I don't know, a couple of weeks, I suppose, maybe 3. I haven't worked on it every single day, but I have been working on it. So I wanted to show it to y'all, and I'm modeling it, and I always like to model things. I put them on crystal every so often, but honestly, I want my viewers to see how it actually looks on a person, and that's totally different from the way it looks on a mannequin. So I just wanted to say that up front. I may not be the most beautiful model, but I can actually wear the clothes that I'm making. Otherwise, I am not making good use of my time. So I wanted to show this to you. I'm going to stand up and let you take a look at it. And I'm going to tell you how I made it, how I changed it, and how you might adjust it yourself to make it better the first time around instead of the second time around. So let me model this for you. I'm going to stand up and just, you can take a look at it. I'm wearing it over a white tank, and it's a very loose fit. As you can see under the arms, my tank is underneath it, so that's kind of covering that up. But if you can see, I'm going to get back. I'm going to turn around and let you see the back of it. This is the back. If you can see that, it's a very loose fit. It's a very loose fit, unlike what is shown on the model. The model is not a very loose fit. Now, I could have eliminated that loose fit by measuring around the bottom, which I thought I had done. Each rectangle is 10 inches wide, so it would be 10, 20, 30, 40 inches around the hips. And if your hips are 40 or 39 or 38, it'll be a lot tighter fit than mine, which are a little bit smaller than that. And I did adjust the pattern. So let me tell you what I did. It doesn't mean that my hips are small. Believe me, they're not. What I did was, it called for a 10-inch by 38-inch rectangle on each side for the small size, which is fine. The small was small, extra small, small, and medium are all the same measurement. So that's a pretty wide swath. So they make it a medium, basically. And they say that if you're an extra small or small, it should look okay on you. That's really what that means. And I kind of knew that. So what I did was, I didn't think it was going to be, I didn't think it was going to fit all that well. I guess because I looked at it and I looked at the measurements and I thought 40 inches around is pretty big. 38 inches from the front across the shoulder to the back. So it called for a 10 by 38.5 rectangle on each side. Well, if you've been watching my videos, you'll know that I added some lace on each side. I made a mistake on one side, and then I added on the other side to match it. So all of a sudden, it was more than 10 inches. Then I added single crochet. I added 3 rows of single crochet on the edge. And actually, I think I added 2, and it called for 1. It called for 1. I added 2 more. So that added another about ½ inch or so. The lace added a ½ inch. And then, you know, who knows why, but mine ended up being 12 inches across from here to here, from here to here, of course, in the back. So you have 48 inches of width. And so you can see that when I stand up, it's got a lot of extra space in here, see? Now, it's really a great pattern in that you can adjust it to make it fit pretty much anybody. I mean, honestly, the width of the rectangle from here to here is the key. And of course from front to back. Now in the front, this is a little short. So I added 6 rows of single crochet to the bottom because when I tried it on, it was not long enough. It did not come far enough down in the front to make me happy. So I added all that single crochet at the bottom, and it looks a lot more finished. I like it much better than just the lace ending here. It just isn't a very good look at all, and they should have added it on the pattern, but they did not. So what I did was I added several rows so that it would bring it down just a little bit. So initially what I did wrong, which is what happens a lot. I did not make it long enough this way. I think when I ended up measuring it, it was 36 inches instead of 38.5 inches. So I've already lost an inch or two on each side, front and back, on each rectangle. So it's important to measure as you go. I guess that would be a good way to put it. Now I did sew it together the way it was said in the pattern, the way it was described in the pattern, here to here. I actually seamed it up the way it was described in the pattern. So this is basically just a guide. For me it was a guide. But they do have all the schematic on here so that you can know exactly how big it's going to be. And I guess I wasn't paying attention, or I intended to make it a little bit smaller, and because I made the mistake in the lace and I added those extra rows, it just ended up being wider around. And what that does is it increases the width at the bottom, right here. So it's going to just be bigger around the bottom. And it didn't even occur to me that was going to happen. But it was very easy to seam up. You can't see the seams in it. It's very, very nice. I would make it again. Honestly, this was made with cotton on denim. This is the pink version, but I made it out of the purple version, and I really like the yarn. So I would make it again. I might even make it in that. But what I would do is I would just make it to the specifications on the pattern as far as the measurements go. I was trying to adjust it with the number of chains and all that, and it really doesn't make a bit of difference to that. What matters is the width from here to here, and from the bottom of the waist here all the way up and to the bottom of the waist back there. So your best bet is to take a measuring tape, measure how long you want it to be, and then take off an inch or so, because if you're going to add the single crochet, which I highly recommend, along the bottom, you want it to look finished there, like that. You want it to look finished. And honestly, it is very, very comfortable. I've been wearing it around all morning, and it is now about 2:30, and I have not gotten hot in it for a second. I'm just wearing it with a very loose tank underneath, and it's a summer top. It's made out of cotton and acrylic. It's very, very comfortable, but you could make this out of a Karen cotton cake, which I think would be gorgeous. There are a lot of cotton yarns that you could make this from. You could even make it with a cotton fair, cotton like this, as long as the measurements from side to side and front to back match up. It doesn't make one bit of difference, because the measurements to sew it up are not going to change, and it'll look the way you want it to. I think that would be awesome to make it out of cotton fair. If you actually do that, please let me know. I would love to see a picture of it. I'll put it on my video next time. Also, I wanted to tell you that one of my viewers named Sandra Bendig, who is a very lovely lady, she actually made a top like my summer tape yarn top. I call it summer tape yarn top on one of my videos. You can see it. It's one of the most recent. It's probably 10 videos back, maybe 15. And I'll put a link to it down there. And I'm going to insert some pictures of her top that she made, and she sent me some photos of it, and I'm going to put them on Facebook. But I wanted to show you what can be done using the instructions that I'm giving you, because she did the cowl neck, and it turned out very nicely. So she also used cotton fair yarn in the same color. So notice that when you're looking at it, she made a tank out of this, and also a top out of another yarn. So I'm going to put those pictures in here and let you take a look. So Sandra, thank you so much. Thank you for those photos. Anybody who makes anything that I can show you that I have shown you how to make, I would love to see a picture of it. And you can go directly onto my Facebook and put it there. But if you're not a Facebook person, which some people are not, you can just email me the pictures, and I'll put them on a video or on Facebook so everybody can see what you're doing. It's good for the community to see that other women are actually making some things and are able to wear them. And when fall and winter roll around, we're going to be making things like crazy. I have a lot of plans. I actually, this morning, I hanked up, I always say that, I don't mean hanked up. I caked up this green-eyed lady by my friend Becky. I just wanted you to see that. It's got some really pretty lighter colors in here, which I didn't notice. There's some running through there. It's really beautiful, and I have decided, I went on the web and I was searching for a scarf or a shawlette to make because I only have about 500 yards and I didn't want to start a sweater and run out. So I found a Fire and Ice shawl crochet pattern by Underground Crafter. This is made in a shawl in the ball, which is quite gorgeous, but it only calls for 500 yards of DK, which I think is perfect, and it's a size J hook, which is my favorite. So I'm going to start this and let you see the progress that I make, but I'm going to make this out of the Green-Eyed Lady DK that Becky dyed for me. So I'm excited to just even get it chained up and started because that's exciting to me. When I have something already started, I'm more prone to finish it than if I just set it aside in a bag and I don't ever chain up or do any of the stitches and I have no idea what it's going to look like. So it's very important for me to start a pattern, to get it started, do a few rows and see how it's going to look, and that way I get kind of excited. I'm also still working on my Think Pink top. I'm almost through with that, and on my next video will be that, I'm sure. And then I'm also working on a corner-to-corner fortune shawlette shawl out of the It's a Wrap yarn, but I didn't use It's a Wrap. I used the Destin Yarn Shop yarn. It's very similar to it. It's all cotton, though. And I'm working on that, and I have about this much done of that, so I'll show you that maybe next time I have a video where I'm showing what I'm making. Tomorrow's video will be the winner of the giveaway, and I may take a break as far as showing you progress on anything. I really need to take a day and do some finishing up, and then I'll be back on video maybe this weekend. So I wanted to say hello to everybody, and I'll say hello to you tomorrow when we pick the winner for the crochet surprise box. So if you haven't already, go back to that video. It's giveaway number 5 or 6, I forget, whichever one came out on Monday, and go there and put a comment in the comment section and let me know that you've read the rules and everything. We're trying to stay really clean with YouTube, so if you don't mind, kind of read through the rules, make sure you understand those, and put that in your comment. And you'll be in the running for the giveaway tomorrow. So I'm excited to give that away. I shipped out 2 giveaways this morning, so everything's good. And I can't wait until next Monday when I'm going to be giving something else away. I'm going to do this every Monday until I clean out my office a little bit and get some things to people that can actually use them. So take care and check with me next time to find out what's on the hook.